Hey everybody, welcome back. Another album review here. Today we are talking about Italian band Sinheresy. And the album is Out of Connection. Um, I came across them as they showed up in my YouTube recommended videos feed. I listened, I liked, and now we shall talk. Really, when you talk about this band, it is a metal band, melodic, very melodic. And the big thing, the kind of thing that gives them their character here, is that it's kind of a dual vocal situation. You have equal parts Cecilia Petrini with her beauty and her power and her soaring vocals here, and mixed in there in equal parts Stefano Sain, also on vocals, who has a very gritty but yet melodic delivery to his singing. And there's a really nice interplay the whole way through, whether one of them starts and the other one jumps in to add a little bit of texture. They take turns doing that. Certainly, sometimes one of them will have kind of the lead role in the song and the other will jump in for harmonies. But it's a really interesting, I've heard nothing like this. It's a very interesting interplay vocally here on this album. So let's talk about the tracks. We start out with What Makes Us Human. This one starts out with that male vocal, with Stefano's vocal, and then Cecilia jumps in and mixes. It's a nice harmony. There's kind of a really crushing instrumental breakdown in the middle of there. Nice way to open the album. Followed by the title track, Out of Connection, and this one has kind of a synth guitar type of sound. They do bring in the synth. There's definitely a symphonic metal element here to this album, and that's what you get with this song. I have actually 4 songs marked. Normally I don't like to go more than 3, but I have 4 as my top tracks on this album, which shows that I really like this album a lot. The first one is song number 3 on the album, and actually it is their current music video. I believe it's the most current music video, 01. Pretty cool music video too, check that out. But it's got the beautiful vocals, and Cecilia takes the lead in this one. And then you get that male vocal in there, Stefano adding backup. It's just kind of a driving rock song, and one of my top 4 on this album. The next one is also one of my favorites, Facts, Words, Sand, Stone. Opens with pounding drums, and kind of the backbeat, the drums and the bass lead the way the whole way through this song. It's very drum, rhythm, oriented the whole way through. But then you get this kind of soaring vocal in there, and Stefano actually on this track adds kind of a clean vocal in there as well. He always has kind of a gritty quality to his voice, but it's a clean, very clean sound on this one. He's not screaming or yelling or anything like that. And then there's a really cool riffy breakdown. I love riffy, so there's a riffy breakdown here in that song. And then actually, again, 3 songs in a row here that made my top 4 on the album, Immortals. And this one opens with kind of a, I don't know, like a guitar virtuoso, Steve Vai type of vibe, solo guitar work to start out this song. And this one is Stefano singing for most of it. But just really well put together song all the way around. Then you have Absolution. And this is Cecilia's kind of really haunting vocal in this one. It starts out with acoustic guitar, and it just rises from there. It doesn't kick in and slam you in the face. It rises. It's like gently rising to more of an electric guitar, distortion, soaring. So it really builds through this song. And then we have Break the Surface, which again is another Stefano-led track. This one's fast, it's driving, it's well-rounded. Just a solid all-around rock song on this album. Then you have Shallow, and this is really a lot of back and forth interplay between the 2 vocalists sharing duties here. Again, it's a really nice contrast. It's a really different, unique layer, unique way to put an album out there. Nobody's really the lead vocalist in this band. They're both kind of lead at different times, which I like. It's kind of an anthem. There's a nice guitar solo in here. So again, another well-rounded song, and I believe that well-rounded is a good way to describe a lot of the songs on this album. Next up, you have Blood Like Water. There's this synthesizer kind of string riff intro. It's a very proggy, progressive sounding song. It's definitely Stefano male-led here, pounding guitars, pounding bass, pounding drums. It's just kind of a relentless sound to it. There's this airy interlude that happens toward the end, which breaks into the solo. And in my opinion, I believe this is probably the best solo on the album. They don't do a lot of complex, long soloing, but this is the best one on the album, in my opinion. And then finally, we finish up with my last of my 4 favorite songs. It is the closer to the album, and it's called The Circle. This one has kind of a, I don't know, almost like a Middle Eastern drum vibe thing happening at the very beginning of the song. Then the guitars kick in, and then you launch into these soaring Cecilia vocals with Stefano providing harmony on this track. Just kind of musically with guitars and everything, it's kind of a wall of sound. It's not overpowering, but it's in the background, and it's again, it's like providing a backdrop of buzzy electric distorted sound. Very progressive sounding solo here. In terms of the length of the song, this one clocks in at almost 8 minutes. It's the longest song on the album. So, when my ear picks up a little bit of progressive rock somewhere, I look, because I figure if they have the influence, and there's going to be one song on the album that leans toward that, at least in terms of being long, and that's what this one is, The Circle. So there it is again. Sinheresy, Out of Connection is the album, and I really like this one a lot. It's, again, you can't call it female fronted, you can't call it male fronted, because they are very much sharing vocal duties. It's like a duo fronting a metal band. I highly encourage you to check it out. I will provide the links below, and I will see you later.